Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCG Fam Show. To you, my YouTube buddies, what's going on? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it after the show. Right now, let's just get into the show. Pegasus Potion, a happy little accident. It was made for a purpose, but then found out through experience of growers that it had a good effect on some terpene and flavors of flower. And Scott tells it a lot better than I can try to explain it here just by watching the clip. So I'd like you to watch the clip, and I'll talk to you after.
Pegasus Potion. Talked about it a lot.
Many times. I mean,
what is it? What is it?
It's feather proteins. So it's literally just the protein pulled off of feather meal, and that protein is unique because it's a very mild nitrogen, but it's the elements of whatever made up the hair of this bird that for some reason stimulates the plants to produce a more fruity and florally type terpene. And that's literally an accidental, I mean, we fully have to bro science it because I mean, we can't even get gamma frickin' dealt with at Stanford after they know it, so I'm certainly not going to be able to prove scientifically that feather meal proteins and a very mild nitrogen allow fruit terpenes and fruity genetics to express.
So this obviously isn't a replacement for Herculean Harvest.
No, it's not going to make flower size. It's literally for oil enhancement or terpene enhancement in the oil. So,
and we don't know why, but we just it works.
It's a unique one where the growers that were running that all of a sudden in their extraction labs were coming back going, holy crap. And then when we took it out, it was a very definitive difference between adding this in and getting blueberry and taking that out and having dull. And it was like great product, but nonetheless, this just made these pop harder. So guys that were running, we even took this over into dry amendment build-a-soil style, and we put in a ton of feather meal for our nitrogen source, and the blueberry flower that we grew with those that had feather meal as their nitrogen protein source expressed so much more in blueberry than they did when we were just bottle feeding them our basic four.
So this is not 14,000 years ago when someone noticed the plant they pissed on grew better than the other one. You happened to pawn this more so than science.
This isn't like, hey Frank, let's make better terpenes. He's like, yeah, feather protein is exactly what we need. It literally was an accident.
Oh, snap.
What was weird is I couldn't figure out why this customer was using Pegasus in bloom. And what he did was his plants were yellowing. He had a pH issue. This is 8-9 years ago. 10, I don't know, maybe longer. God, that tree took a few years out of my head. Regardless, he started using Pegasus and flowering to green his plants back up because that's what he was using.
This was his thinking.
No, that was his thought process. But then he came back with the flower from that round, and we're all like, "What?"
Damn, son.
So, what did break this down? Because now this isn't DJ Short blueberry. This is the old Northern California, the one where you open it up and it's like fresh blueberries in a pint.
Yeah.
And that guy brought in a bag of pinted blueberries, and we're like, it was baffling. So he gave us his recipe, we figured it out, we started playing with it on our side, and that's when we became, and really, you don't need a ton, you don't need it the whole flowering cycle, you really want them to be developed, so second or third week, and at least 3 weeks out from, or 2 to 3 weeks out from finish. So it's really like 2 to 3 weeks in the middle, you just add a little Pegasus.
Okay, what do you think of that? Informative, entertaining, helpful? Do you use Pegasus Potion? Are you thinking about using it? Have you tried it? Good experience, bad experience? What are your thoughts on it? Let's talk about it in the comments. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.